In the history of martial arts, there are names that feel carved out of legend. Masters who didn't just create techniques, but revived traditions the world believed long vanished. Today, we're not talking about an ordinary fighter. We're talking about a healer, a philosopher, and a visionary who climbed the mountains of his native Korea to rescue the soul of an ancient warrior tradition. Consider this. In ancient Korea, during the kingdom of Silla, there existed an elite order of warriors known as the Hwarang, the Flowering Knights. They were more than soldiers. They were artists, philosophers, and the most feared fighters of their time. For centuries, their combat arts were believed extinct, nothing more than a faint echo of a golden age, until one man, in the 20th century, dared to search for them. This is the incredible story of Dr. Joo Bang Lee, the Grandmaster who trained in secret in the mountains to revive the spirit of the Hwarang and bring it to the world as a powerful new martial art. Hwa Rang Do, martial might, where warriors live forever. Lee's journey didn't begin in a dojo, but in a Korea scarred by war and occupation. Born in 1936, and alongside his older brother Joo Bang Lee, born in 1935, both learned judo and kumdo from their father at a very young age. But destiny had far greater plans for them. In 1948, when Joo Bang was only 12 and his brother 13, their father made a decision that would change everything. He entrusted both boys to the care of an enigmatic hermit monk, a family friend, named Swamdosa. This master lived in seclusion at the Seogwangsa Temple in the mountains of what is now North Korea. According to the tradition of the art, Swamdosa was the 57th heir of a secret martial lineage passed down from master to a single disciple for generations. A system of combat which, he claimed, preserved the essence of the ancient Hwarang techniques. He called it Yang Kwon, the fusion of soft and hard power. For the young Lee brothers, life at the temple was a crucible. Their day began at 5 in the morning, washing in freezing water to purify mind and body. Then came hours of grueling training, cooking for their master, and spending the rest of the day studying not only combat, but philosophy and healing methods. Swamdosa was not shaping mere fighters. He was forging complete human beings, molded under the ideals of the Hwarang. But the peace of the mountains was shattered by the chaos of the world. With Korea's division and the outbreak of war, the Lee family and Swamdosa fled south. This forced exile did not slow the brothers' quest for knowledge. While continuing their secret training, they sought out other great masters of the time, including Choi Yong-sul, founder of Hapkido, absorbing each technique as another piece of the complex puzzle they were destined to assemble. After years of training and sacrifice, Joo Bang Lee held encyclopedic martial knowledge. On one hand, he possessed the secret techniques and philosophy of Swamdosa. On the other, the practical experience gained from training with the founders of other major Korean arts. But all this knowledge was scattered, lacking the structure needed to be taught publicly. In April 1960, the Lee brothers made a bold decision. Even though their master, Swamdosa, had warned them that these techniques were too dangerous for the general public, they opened their first school. Dr. Joo Bang Lee understood that to preserve a legacy, he couldn't keep it hidden. It needed a system, a name, and a path to be shared with the world. It was a monumental task. The knowledge transmitted by Swamdosa had no belt system, no curriculum. It was a complete and direct transmission. Dr. Lee spent months analyzing, categorizing, and structuring thousands of techniques. He divided the art into 4 pillars: Naigong, internal power; Waigong, external power; Mugigong, power of weapons; Shingong, mental power. This encompassed everything: strikes, kicks, locks, throws, ground fighting, over 108 traditional weapons, and methods of meditation and healing. He then gave it a name that honored its origin and mission: Hwa Rang Do, the way of the Flowering Knights. That same year, 1960, the brothers officially founded and introduced the art in South Korea. It was not a bureaucratic act. It was a historic moment. For the first time, The martial arts attributed to the legendary Hwarang were presented to the world as a modern and coherent system. Inspired by the ancient warrior code, he established the 5 tenets of Hwa Rang Do: loyalty to one's country, filial piety, trust among friends, courage in battle, justice in action. His vision wasn't to create fighters, but to cultivate leaders and complete human beings. Founding the art was only the first step. Spreading it was another battle. In 1960s Korea, Dr. Lee not only taught, but actively worked to unify Korean martial arts, even directing a unified martial arts demonstration in 1968 at the request of the President of South Korea. That same year, his brother Joo Bang Lee took the next decisive step. He moved to the United States and opened the first Hwa Rang Do school in Los Angeles. 4 years later, in 1972, Dr. Joo Bang Lee joined him, establishing the world headquarters of the World Hwa Rang Do Association in California. He understood that if Hwa Rang Do was to become a global legacy, it had to take root in the West. Reaching the United States brought new challenges. Hwa Rang Do was incredibly complex, and its vast curriculum could intimidate beginners. The solution? A pedagogical masterstroke. In 1990, Dr. Lee created an introductory program called Taudu, the Way of the Warrior Spirit. This served as an accessible entryway to the full universe of Hwa Rang Do. A black belt in Taudu prepared the student for the next level of their journey. As the art expanded, the lineage solidified. According to the tradition of the organization, in July 1969, shortly before his death, Swamdosa named Dr. Joo Bang Lee the 58th lineage holder, granting him the title Dojunim, or owner of the art. Decades later, his eldest son, Taijun Lee, would be designated as the 59th heir, ensuring the flame of the Hwarang would continue to burn. Today, Hwa Rang Do is practiced around the world. Since 2011, the World Hwa Rang Do Association has operated as a humanitarian, non-profit organization, a decision driven by the leadership of the association and aligned with the central philosophy of the art. The ultimate goal is not fighting, but serving humanity. The legacy of Dr. Joo Bang Lee is as complete as his martial art. Hwa Rang Do is not merely a fighting system, it is a way of life. The principle of yang, the balance of soft and hard, is reflected in every aspect. The combination of combat, Sul, and healing, Sul, demonstrates one of his core beliefs. Those who have the power to harm must also possess the ability to heal. Is there a direct, historically verified, technical link to the ancient Hwarang? Some historians debate it, as records are scarce. But this perspective, while valid, often misses what truly matters. The genius of Dr. Joo Bang Lee was not simply recreating the past, but reviving its spirit. He took the philosophy, the code of honor, and the ideal of the scholar-warrior and transformed them into a profound and practical path for modern men and women. Dr. Joo Bang Lee, a 10th Dan, did not merely give us a martial art. He reminded us that true strength does not lie in the power of our fists, but in the harmony of mind, body, and spirit. He taught us that a warrior is not the one who seeks conflict, but the one who seeks harmony and is willing to defend it with courage and justice. The story of Hwa Rang Do is one of perseverance, wisdom, and deep respect for tradition. Do you practice any martial art? What philosophy inspires your discipline? Share your story in the comments. And if you love the legends of great masters, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next video. The journey of Dr. Joo Bang Lee, from the icy mountains of Korea to the creation of a global martial arts community, is the embodiment of the Hwarang ideal. He is a living bridge to an age of flowering nights, a reminder that within each of us lies the potential to be a warrior, a scholar, and a philosopher all at once. His life proves that one determined individual can revive an ancient code of honor for a world that needs it now more than ever.